Welcome back to my channel, Shar of Heart. I am Shar and continue coloring this. I'm trying to do so with the acrylic markers only. A little bit of a challenge because I'm going to try to mix some of the colors. And maybe not. Maybe if I make a line of brown, put the tip of that marker in it. Nope. It was worth a try. This is acrylic, and I have to add a medium that would allow it to mix better. But I can get another type of marker and make it a little bit more brown, less yellow. Pause it for a moment. I think I found it. The mix I was looking for. And then I can go over it again. It'll be a little bit darker for this character. This acrylic is peeling up just a little bit because I'm re-wetting it with alcohol. Mommy's going to be a similar color. Not too bad. The paper's not white, but this is covering it up well enough. Yay, I did it without streaking it. The rest of the skin color. Gotta put some socks on her so I'm not going all the way down, but I'm gonna use acrylic for the clothes. I just didn't have enough skin colors and acrylic markers in the Artex 30 set. Let's see. I want mom to be a little bit darker. So it doesn't really make it too much darker. Let's try that marker again with the brown up on it. Actually, that kind of makes it, it's kind of like how I want it to look. Just a little bit darker. Mix cultural colors for this set of family. There we go. Forgot I had put it down here on her legs too. And I'll rub off the color so it doesn't clog up my home marker. Let's see. Sock colors. I want the sock colors to be the same as the bow. And line. Let that dry a little bit more. Now let's try it. A little bit of the darkness, a little bit of a shadow, just a hint of shadow. And a little bit darker than her daughter's dress because she's older. Very nice. Okay, now her dress is going to be purpley color. I mean, her socks the same as her dress, but not really how it's going to be here. I should have made that purple on the socks. Or no, purple on the shoes. I could still go over that. No, I want the shoes to be the same as the bow. Socks to be the same as the dress. The good thing you can do with acrylic or thick paints. Apparently, not too long ago, I've seen that you can do the same thing with the thicker watercolors to a certain extent. With acrylic, you can blotch out the other color. If it's a light color like this one, you might need a couple coats. Gotta get me some art tape so I can sometimes type these down so they're not moving. I already have a little bit of trouble with my control of my hands, so the paper moving it makes it a little bit harder. Let it dry a little bit. It's like it's trying to dry out. And I don't remember going over any other markers with that color. So I'm not sure why it's having issues. But I do use that color more than I do the others. With darker color on this side of the dress. Folds the lower part of the dress. And under here, where the shadows would be. Kind of wood. I'm gonna try it. Now I'm using it to cover up the other color a little bit. Make a bit of a shadow. Need to go over it again anyway. Really cover the background colors up. And I guess where I need it to be more light shining on the dress, I go over it again. Okay. And by using it like that, made some of the color come off of it. You can see a little bit of pink through it here. Makes it look like it's got a shadow. I'm gonna just leave that because it's a little shadow like you would with the dress casted over it. Let me just fill in the color. I may not do the shadow on here. Let's see. Let me get more color in. Color of the hat. I was thinking of. And by doing that, I got some off. Like a shadow. Guess it really kind of wouldn't be a shadow. It's wooden. Oh. I think I pushed my luck with the acrylic marker. Yep. Don't do that again. Not with these anyways. These are kind of older, so they're already a little bit drier. I will be cutting these out once the color is filled, and it will be pasted into a sort of storybook format of illustration. Okay, I need a black, so I'm gonna use this. The little legs. Spot where the neck would be. Okay, a little bit of a shadow on this side. Nope, won't let me do it again. I already got too much on there. Video has stopped. I forgot to clear out my thing, so I got that done. Well, not really done. I got it started. I'll do it some more. Make it darker. Because it's not gray with shadows, it's black with light on it. But on the outside, it's not as dark as the inside. I forgot to put something under it. No. Okay. Is that dark gray on the hinges here? The door is open, but you can still see part of the color of the door, so I will make sure you can see the door's edge. I guess I could have made it the color of the walls, but a lot of times the doors are a different color from the walls. We'll see. I might go back over it with a different color. Kind of a light gray on the floor. And I have speckles, like light gray with speckles in it. It was this side marker down that was inside of the case. And it makes it look like that's her shadow. Oops. Try to make all parts of it touch. Now I know it's spreading because I have that marker paper like stuff underneath it. So it's not drying into the paper as fast. It looks better that way than it did straight up and down. Spray the shadow being cast this way. I wasn't originally going to put the shadow in, but this color makes it easier to do the shadow. Some of the paper is starting to come up because it didn't dry as well when I put that marker paper stuff under it. And Mom, she's got the light coming from this side outside. And then she gets to a certain point and the sunlight's not shining on her. And so you're going to see part of the shadow. Kind of gets diffused a little bit to another shape. A little bit darker here. And that's more like a shadow. Alright, now dry it over here. Try not to rub the paper up too much. Alright, now let's go for the color of the walls. I want them to be light colored. kind of skipped around a little bit, guys. These markers are definitely a little bit drier than the cheaper Abamile markers. This is a wall. It should be straight up and down because this is a wall. More emphasis on the height of the wall. You can see well the type of paper makes a big difference. Because if this was marker or mixed media, it wouldn't streak as much. But so much of it is soaking in without actually soaking in. Like the second layer doesn't soak in, first layer does. And the paper is trying to grain up from being wet. So I don't expect these R-Tex markers to last too much longer than a couple months with the way that I'm going to be using them. We shall see. Corner of the wall. But I start off using the light colors a lot anyways. But I've heard from other channels that these tend to dry up easier because you can't really shake them to reactivate the paint inside. So they're more likely to dry faster than some other types of acrylic paints. Markers that have that ball that allows you to mix it. I've been out once already today, so some of my body is already fatigued. And it's causing me to rush a little bit, but then I don't have a lot of time on my camera either, so the two types of rushes are getting together and rushing me. It's a really light color, so it's not as opaque as the other color. So slightly drying. The paper is absorbing a lot of it. This would be a yellow I use a lot, so it will probably dry faster anyways. And it's really dry in my environment, so that's another thing. If your environment's really dry, you're going to have a little bit more trouble with markers that you can't shake up to reactivate and keep it activated. So it starts looking a little watered down, a little dry. But it could be the type of paper. On a mixed media paper, it doesn't absorb as much, so it doesn't look as washed out. But it's not as juicy as the darker color. Where you see it cross over, you see it gets opaque. I do. get these turned into actual coloring paper, I'm definitely going to pick a different type of paper to use and try to make it a good mixed media paper. So I might have to experiment a little bit. So the first pages that come out may not be as good, or I might get lucky and hit the right type of mixed media paper right away for coloring with acrylic and some other types of colors. Not so much watercolor, but some types of mixed media do okay with watercolor. I've been using it for a little bit here on this video, and a lot of it on this paper because it's absorbing it, and it seems like it's getting dry. I turned it just a second ago. I want it to be opaque, light yellow. And of course, the grayness in the background makes it where you can see that it's not covered as well. White doesn't really make colors seem like they're having that struggle unless it really is quite opaque. Now there it goes. So these are underneath. So down, so switch out these others. So by the way, I'm storing these on their side and not face down. But I'm thinking I should store them face down because they're, you know, those are the light colors are not as opaque as they were when I first opened them. So I'm going to try that this time. Mm-hmm. Again, to make the full effect, I need to make the squares that you would see on linoleum. It's a little harder to see white in the shadows on a darker background. So I'm just going to go around that part because it's like the shadows cast over it, like another color being cast over. And then white, kind of gray border. Part of the wall. This one I haven't used very much. You can see the wetness, but it's also a darker color. Oops. It's supposed to be outside. I got carried away with the yellow marker. This would make more sense because this would be concrete out there. And then this would be like the background. That's fine. Be like, maybe we could make it slightly different yellow. It'd be like when the sun is shining in, it looks super bright when you've been in the dark. We're almost done. Put this gray back in there because I'm not using this one again. Blue. The lights on some of this. The rest is going to be dark blue. And then the green. We'll do it. I'll make a little bit of the yellow around her. Oops, put my fingers right in it. Guess it'll be more on the outside. That's fine. And kind of like the background, you can't really see out, except for where her feet are touching the ground, which would be like a concrete type stair or driveway. And doing that, put my yellows back in. We'll have like a greenish tint to the back where there's greenery around her. That's not quite what I was thinking, but close enough. Closer you get to the outside of something that's illuminated, usually darker colored. Because the further we are from the light, the darker the colors get. Darker green on the outside. You might see like trees and bushes. Kind of blurring, like blurring the background. Because we're not really paying attention to the background, we're paying attention to the foreground. Further away from the light, closer to the ground, it gets a little bit darker. We got two different types of plants in this pot. And this is the two different types of green. Stem. And then where the shadows would be, Yeah, another green. Not quite the dark forest color I was thinking it would be. Just so you can see the difference in it. I don't have any other. Got just three different colors of green, really light, green, and kind of like aqua green and a darker green. The ones I used in the last video are Micron, Sakura, Micron, Pigma. Yeah, that was a trick of the camera. That was kind of weird. Cool, but kind of weird. I don't really have a ruler out. A little bit further away, a little bit closer, a little bit further away. Hey, got stuck in the paint. Ah. Yeah, sort of, kind of like it was trying to do like squares. That looks a little bit better than just being gray with speckles in it. All right, thank you for watching. That concludes this coloring for Penelope's day with her mom that I had in the reading last week. I'm working on furthering the storyline and trying to get the drawing for the next part of the storyline done. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.